is larger, their footprint, there's more acreage, they have elk, they have buffalo, yeah, so, yeah. Nice. Well, we stopped here before we get on the elevator, which is not too far from here, to point out this room, Herb and Jan named the Red Velvet Room because of this feature up here, more of that paleo fill that we saw in the formation room. Reminded them of red velvet cake. I think cavers were generally pretty hungry people. They a lot of food references in the names they give. The interesting thing about this room is that Herb was back on this trail after they developed the trail. He was back on this route with some Park Service officials, and he saw it much like what we see it today. And he said, that's odd. He said, when Jan and I discovered this room and named it the Red Velvet Room, it was bone dry. So that caused the Park Service to wonder, it's something they do, thank you, Alex, change the environment in here. So they did some tests on the parking lot with some dyes, and a long story short, they did then discover that what happened is when they punched in the elevator shaft, which is off in this direction, they broke through the schist layer that sits on top of the limestone layer. What they didn't realize was how much of a barrier that schist layer was for moisture. So when they did that, it brought water into this room, causing the Park Service now a lot of consternation that something they did, they're challenged with preserving and protecting in perpetuity the natural features. And now they realize, gosh, we made this dramatic change.